I think the thing that makes comedy so significant, especially in the States, is it's one of the few things that Americans, we really invented this as a world.
And so to have a national center for comedy that's not, shilling in any way. It's not trying to make a buck. It's a nonprofit celebrating comedy, I think is possibly one of the most important establishments that we could have on a national level.
Well, there's your answer to why the Comedy Center is important, because there are a lot of people, Richard Pryor is a good example. I remember hilarious bits he used to do. Most you can't really say on this TV, but they were really, really funny, and they just kind of lost. There's no record of it, so that's why this is important.
When I heard about that they were going to build this National Comedy Center, I thought, hasn't someone done this yet? Like, shouldn't this have been done 50 years ago, you would think? And then I actually heard about this project about a year ago, and this is an art form. This is an important art form. It's one that's finally getting respect. And the funny thing about it is that when you look at TV and movies, what is the most popular thing to watch? Comedy. So I'm thrilled and excited about this project.
Because I think comedy is so essential to everybody in the country. I mean, people, it's part of their life. Make them laugh, they love that. But I think you picked the right place. Jamestown. Lucille Ball was very, very funny.
It's as though you are all on a mission from God. And it's very impressive.
We hope that one day, Jamestown will be considered the Cooperstown of comedy. When a promising young ball player come up, people wonder if he'll make it to Cooperstown. When a promising young comedian comes out of the Comedy Cellar or Saturday Night Live, I'd like to hear people say he or she is eventually going to be enshrined in Jamestown.
Comedy is such a window into our society and our cultural history on so many levels, both good and bad.
Comedy is our most important mirror. That's why comedy is important, and that's why the National Comedy Center is very important.
To find fun in her hometown of Jamestown, New York, it's amazing, because you don't think of Jamestown as a thriving comedic center, but it is in fact, and people should know that.
5 to 10 years, it'll be a standard and a staple in everybody's conversation about comedy and the art of comedy. It's long overdue, and I think a lot of people are going to be showing up in Jamestown.
In America, starting with vaudeville and then radio and television, we turned comedy into a whole other thing, and people will say that stand-up comedy and jazz are the only two uniquely American art forms that we've invented. So it's very fitting that we should have a museum about it.